Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be doing a last to first challenge against 110% AI at Qatar. So I'll be choosing the Mercedes and the driver will be Lewis Hamilton. As you can just see there, it is on 110% AI. I will be doing a one shot quali just to retire to start last and a medium length race, so aka the 35% race. So as you can see here, just gonna wait for lights out. Well, I paused a little bit too early there, but lights out, pause, retire, all that done. So it should be starting P20. First type of challenge video that I'll be doing. So to be honest, it's like the only track I can really do a last to first against the 110% AI. So. But yeah, really liking this year's game so far. Our teammate George Russell qualified P5, so that's not too bad. But to start here, normally you could adjust your setup to obviously change tyre pressures and fuel. But as you can see here, I haven't got the option, so I can't add any more fuel in the car, can't take any fuel out, can't change the tyre strategy. So I was like, oh, okay, I was a bit confused. So I was just stuck with the strategy the game gave me and the fuel the game gave me as well. So yeah, so I'm starting on the softs, get a fairly average start, nothing too amazing. De Vries had quite a bad start, and obviously the AI all bunch up here, so you send it up the inside in turn 1. I'm now up to 16th position. I'm looking here, Leclerc and Hulkenberg are fighting on turn 2. Now going into turn 3. Are they going to bunch up again? Can I throw? No. I'm gonna wait for the hairpin out of this corner. There's a nice hairpin coming up. Nice send. Oh, look at that. What, about 4 positions they gained into one corner. So yeah, up to 12th, 16th to 12th. So already gained 8 positions. So that's not too bad. Now behind Perez. There's another overtaking move here against the AI. If you go to here, throw up the inside, and yeah, they're not as aggressive this year, so they could do kind of jump out the way a little bit. So that does kind of help to overtaking them. So yeah, so now up to 11th place. That's not a bad start. 9 positions gained on the first half a lap, 2/3 of the lap. So yeah, Stroll's up next in the Aston Martin, but I did notice I was running really high wings and the AI were running lower wings, because down the straight they had insane straight line speed compared to me, especially when DRS is activated. There was no way. So now we're jumping in to lap 2 and going into this hairpin, I dive it up the inside of Stroll. So now that moves me up to P10, which ain't too bad. Ocon is up next, so now we're going to go into the second overtaking move. Second overtaking corner, sorry. Up here, boom, down to 4th, up the inside, keep it nice and tight. And yeah, job done. Ocon down to P10, up to P9 for myself. Now Pierre Gasly is up next in the other Alpine. And so yeah, and what we're going to do here, a lap later, on lap 3, is the exact same move that we did to Ocon. So up here, wait for it, boom, up the inside, send it up, keep it nice and tight, get the power down, rev out the gears, put a bit of ERS on. Yeah, and then you won't believe it, once again we'll do the same move to Albon. So this overtaking spot was really good for me because I was running higher downforce than the AI. Unlike the first and the second sector, I was quicker. Well, I was mainly quicker all round. It was just the main straight that I couldn't overtake him. It was quite hard. So yeah, so now up to 7th past Albon. So that was like a prime opportunity where I gained all the time back I lost down the straight in the first sector. So, and I wasn't ever close enough for the hairpin to overtake him on. And as I do the same move again onto Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. So now that is up to P6 on lap 5. So yeah, it's just kind of doing the same move over and over again. You know, I lose all the time in the start finish straight, but then I gain all the time back in the first sector and half of the second sector. And then yeah, I was caught up to him at this point as I do it again to Russell a lap later. So now I'm up to P5. So everything's moving quite swimmingly at the moment, nice and forward. So I'm envisioning the lap now. Keep it nice. And you can see here I go a bit wide on the exit. And that caused me to get a warning, so that's my very first warning of the race. Only 6 laps in, but it is quite easy to get warnings around this track and exceed track limit, especially when you're really pushing the car. It's it's quite tricky to keep it in the white lines on here. And as I throw up the inside, I don't think there was contact. It was very, very close, but Alonso jumped out of the way. To be honest, I just completely missed my braking point. And I thought, oh, you know what, I've already missed it, I might as well just throw up the inside and see what happens. And then into turn 1, I get the old switcheroo onto Sonoda into the entry of turn 2 and get a job done. Into 3rd place now, so on the podium position, as I'm now right behind Norris, getting the DRS, get slipstream, pull out. As soon as I go out the slipstream, look, I'm barely gaining. That's how powerful the slipstream is on this game. I'm going to go round the outside onto turn 1, around Norris, job done into turn 2. Nice. Now Verstappen, so I'm into 2nd place, and Verstappen is 2.2 seconds in front of the fast, not 2.2, I think it was, I don't really know. 2.5 seconds now, and as you can see here, Verstappen pits, but I didn't really notice the blue line. I didn't even know I was meant to go in that lap. So I only noticed the blue line when I was racing, just as I went past the pit entry. So I have to do another lap here. So what I need to do now really is, I'm really old soft, and I need to just do the best in lap I can to minimise the damage of the undercut, because the undercut around Qatar is so powerful. And as you see here, now going into the pits on lap 10, obviously leading it. I need to see where Verstappen, we'll see where I come out, if how much time I've lost to Verstappen. So it's about 2.5 seconds going into when Verstappen went into the pits. Now can I get the turning correct? Oh yep, could have got it better to get a 2.2, but 2.4 is not bad. Onto the medium tyre now, all the way to the end. And it's really hard to save ERS on this track. Every lap you don't actually gain ERS. If you're not in the DRS train or nothing, you actually lose ERS every lap without even pressing the overtake button. So now, as you can see here, I've already lost a second, over a second, near a second and a half to Verstappen, just on that one lap. So that's how powerful the undercut is around this track. So yeah, so I've got a lot of work to do now. I've made in my life a lot harder to get into first. So now coming out of the final corner, the gap's gone down to about 3.3 seconds, 3.4 seconds behind Verstappen as we go and set the fastest lap on lap 13. So that's not too bad. And that'll be the fast lap for the rest of the race. So that's an extra point. But yeah, it's all about now just hunting down Verstappen. Alonso was only a second behind, but he won't be a problem no more. As you can see, jumping to lap 15. Now Alonso is 2.2 seconds behind, so he's lost 1.2 seconds. As you can see, that's our second warning on the exit of the final corner. I was pushing way too hard, just carried too much speed, just didn't get the car nice and tight to the corner, to the apex. So, and as you can see here on lap 16, I'm now 2.5 seconds behind Verstappen, so I'm gaining and gaining. But here is the first major mistake. I get a 3-second time penalty on the second to last corner on the exit, just pushing it way too hard. Or just, I think I didn't even get the line right either, so I just understeered out. So yeah, that weren't good. And now we're on to lap 18, and as you can see here, we haven't got enough fuel in the car. We are in the red on the fuel because we wasn't allowed to put any fuel into the car at the start of the race because the car setup or the strategy, the button wasn't available. So this must be a bug in the game. So now we are under fueled and we are in the red. So we need to do some serious fuel saving to make it to the end. So really, we've caught so much time though to Verstappen. 1.7 seconds behind Verstappen. Problem is though, because we've got a 3-second time penalty, the win is kind of off the cards now. Can we still hold on to P2? So we need to fuel save, but if we fuel save too much and we lose too much time, Alonso can get into the 3-second bracket and take P2 off of us. So this is now lap 19 as well. So yeah, as you can see, we're not really, we kind of fuel saved a little bit, fuel saving now, but it was too late. So I thought, alright, well I'm going to try and fuel save on the last lap as much as I can and just hope Alonso doesn't creep into the 3-second mark. So yeah, it weren't looking good, all because we couldn't adjust our fuel amount. We couldn't put more fuel into the car. So now on the last lap we got no ERS, no fuel in the car, tyres are slowly going. We're trying to hold off Fernando Alonso, which any F1 driver on the grid will tell you that is not easy. Out of the 3-second time bracket because of our penalty. We have to fuel save as well because we're under fueled. So yeah, as you can see, Verstappen's pulling away. We're just fuel saving, lifting into the corners, lifting, coasting as much as we can, while keeping it above a 3-second gap to Alonso, so we can still keep P2. But as you can see, it's getting later on into the final lap of the race, and we're still got too little fuel in the car. So it just seemed like now we are going to run out of fuel. So what I thought at this moment is, alright, I'll push, and hopefully I'll just create enough of a gap to just about finish ahead of Alonso maybe if I run out of fuel. But I didn't know where I was going to run out of fuel. I'm going to run out of fuel on the start of the straight, or the end of the straight, just before the start finish line. But as soon as we come out of the final corner, that's where we run out of fuel. And we turn our ERS on just to give it a bit more boost. But yeah, it seems like also Verstappen ran out of fuel as well at the end there. He was going really slowly, so I don't know what was going on there. But in the end we got 4th place because of our penalties. Got driver of the day, so I don't think that's a bad attempt on my first attempt. I'm doing the first challenge. It's 110% AI around Qatar. But yep, that's been the first challenge around Qatar. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want me to do another type of video like this again. And yeah, I'll see you later. Peace.